Hi, K1. I wanted to take a minute to talk about something a little more serious, something that has been happening in our community and in our country. You might have already talked about this with your family or heard about it, but recently there was a man named George Floyd who was a black man that was killed by white police officers. And he was treated very unfairly because of the color of his skin. And we've talked about this before in class. Do you remember what it is called when you're treated unfairly because of the color of your skin? Yeah, it is called racism. Can you guys say that? Racism. Now, this isn't the first time that this has happened in this country, and that's why people are starting to get really upset. It happens a lot more than people like to talk about, and people are starting to talk about it now. And one thing that you might have heard that's happening is that people are protesting, okay? And a protest is when people come together to stand up for something that they believe in. And people are coming together because it's not okay what is happening right now. It's not okay that black men, women are getting killed by police officers because of the color of their skin. And if George Floyd and these other people had a different skin color, if they were white, they probably wouldn't have been treated unfairly and they probably wouldn't have been killed. And in Seattle, people have been coming together to protest. I think they're still protesting today. For the most part, these protests have been peaceful. That means that they're just coming together, they're showing signs, nobody is hurting each other, and you might have seen pictures of this or videos of this happening. But something kind of sad that's happening as well is that another group of people came to the same protest and actually broke a lot of things and destroyed a lot of stuff and even stole things. And that's not what the main protest was trying to do. It made it hard for people to really talk about George Floyd and to really talk about what was happening because everybody was talking about things that were being broken and stolen. So when we think about these unfair things that are happening, when we think about racism in this country, we also want to think about what we can do. So if you guys think back, we've talked about this a little bit before. We read a book called One by Catherine Otoshi. And if you remember in this book, there was a character named Red who was a really big bully, and he treated all of the other colors unfairly. And nobody really wanted to stand up to Red until One came around, and One decided to stand up, and he taught all of the other colors to stand up too and say, no, this is not okay. This is not fair. So when we think about that, what can we do to stop racism or to stand up against it? There are some families who might be donating to different organizations that help people of color. There might be families or people that are calling the government to tell them that this is not okay and that we need to make laws that change this. And there might be other families that are just standing up when they see these unfair things happening and saying, hey, that's not okay. I know that for me, I am going to probably do all three of those things. I'm going to donate some money. I will stand up when I see people that are not treating other people fairly. And I will be calling the lawmakers to say, hey, this is not okay and we need to see some change in this country. So even though this isn't something that's exciting to talk about, or something that's very happy to talk about, we need to talk about it. And I know that you guys are all very thoughtful kids, and we can make the world a better place if we work together and if we stand up for what is right. Thanks, K1.